Speaker of Parliament, whom the members have just elected, the Right Honourable Deputy Speaker, who has similarly been just elected, His Lordship the Chief Justice, the Honourable Members of Parliament, and all the invited guests. First of all, I congratulate you, the Right Honourable Speaker, and the Deputy Speaker for being elected. Congratulations. And I thank the members of Parliament for carrying out their mandate peacefully and transparently. Thank you so much. I was last in a court of law 70 years ago, in 1956. And the offense I had committed was the offense of okwonesa. I was looking after our cows, and some boys were playing football, so I joined them for just a few minutes. And the cows went in somebody's garden. And by the time I went there, they were really feeding on the millet of the man. So I was taken to court. And before I went to court, my father advised me that when you go to court, you say, "Omushango gwikiriza." You plead guilty. If you plead guilty, they will be lenient to you. That was the last time I was in court, 70 years ago. So I was very amused today when I heard the CJ deciding the case which was brought by one of the opposition people who wanted to campaign. And then the CJ, I was just listening carefully, the CJ, no, we cannot allow campaigning because what you are talking about is campaigning. I thought that was very interesting. I was amused because I have not been to a court system. Then the Speaker decided on the question of the numbers. There was another opposition person, I don't know what the opposition, another member who said the members are 370 or 519. Then the Speaker also decided it very, very wisely, and I was interested. I was just watching and enjoying. But I remain with one grievance: the way the CJ blacklisted one of my votes, because somebody had written, or both Tayewa. Yes, Tayewa was not being voted on, but it was clear that the man wanted to vote for or both, and also Tayewa. So why declare that vote invalid? I need you to give me, because that's how I have been losing votes. If you check all these elections, you find that the spoiled votes are like 500,000, 500,000, and they are all NRM votes. Because my people, instead of marking in the box, they mark the picture of the person. So why do you say that is invalid? Because he has shown you what he wanted. So once the CJ has decided, I have nowhere to appeal. So I'm just mourning now. Now, with the NRM people, the Banyankole have a proverb. Their proverb is, enduli ebyokulya otera nche. When you are making alarm for food, you make a small one. Why? Because you want a few people to hear the alarm and come and join you. You don't want too many people to come and eat the food. But when you are making alarm for war, you make a very big one. Because you want many people to come and help you. Sometimes the NRM people do not understand the issue of broadening support. When I was sitting here listening to the results, Mr. Both got 441 votes. The NRM members in Parliament are 370 what? Something. 370 what? Something there. So, you can see my strategy of making a big alarm for many people to come and join. The 372 have been joined by others. That's how we got 441 for Honorable Both and 457 for Tayebwa. It is the NRM plus the independents plus some good opposition people. No, but I must mourn the 15 votes which my ally Mao took away. But those are also my votes because I'm in alliance with Mao. But he took away my 15 votes. Then my son Akena, through the girl called Sarah, took another 14 votes. Those are my allies taking away my votes. We shall sort it out with the allies. Now I congratulate all of you, the leaders. But this time, I'll have to be very, very, very clear to everybody. I have been involved in fighting for Uganda's future for the last 65 years. Started in 1960 when I was in the middle school. I was already active. In all these years, we developed answers for our people, which help them. I started in the cattle corridor area, the Nyabushozi area. And if you go to the cattle corridor, those people have changed. They have gone from nomadism to settled agriculture, and they have developed a dairy industry which has given them a much better life. They have a lot of things to do. I'm still quarreling with them. They need to go from free range to growing pasture and zero grazing, because they will be much better, but they have moved all the same. After that, 1995, I moved to the rest of the country. And in the 1996 manifesto, we introduced the 4 acres model. Each of the MPs should get those 2 booklets. One booklet called From Obwiriza to Matafari, how in the cattle corridor we were able to help people move from grass-thatched houses to permanent buildings. And then the other booklet entitled 4 sectors and 7 activities. This was in the manifesto of 1996. This is 30 years ago. And immediately after, we introduced interest-free capital in the form of entandikwa. being given out at the sub-county level. Now, all these years, we've been introducing programs for the poor people. And those who listen do very well. Show this wonderful parliament, my friend from Karamoja, the one who benefited from the Operation Wealth Creation. Let's see that man of Karamoja.
I am a model farmer in Abim district. My village here is called Arangetoy West. Arangetoy Parish, Abuk Town Council, Abim district in Karamoja. The mango trees you are seeing here were given to me by the president through Operation Wealth Creation. I received 200 mango seedlings, and I planted all, and they are all doing well. Apart from this venture, I got money from PDM last year. I got 880,000. And I used 800,000 for buying 10 goats. And the goats are there. They have multiplied. They are now 16. Part of the money of PDM I used for buying cassava stems. Through that money, I've managed to plant 2 acres of cassava. They are now doing well. The first acre I intend to harvest next year in January. Then for the mangoes, you are seeing, I started harvesting last year in 2023. The first harvest, I got 6 million. That was in June. Then second harvest in November, I got another 6 million. So last year, from these mangoes, I got 12 million shillings. I've been selling to the people around. Actually, Soroti Fruit Factory has booked this mango. They want me to take these mangoes tomorrow, 2025, to the factory. Actually, I've been selling locally. I've been selling 1 at 500 shillings, 2 1,000. And people are buying. These mangoes are very good. The mangoes, trees you are seeing here, are giving me money, a lot of money. And I want to thank His Excellency, the President of the Republic of Uganda, Kaguta Museveni, for coming up with the idea of Operation Wealth Creation in the country. This is money. I am not going to suffer. My children will not suffer because of this wealth. I call it wealth now. I always harvest. I don't harvest mango. I harvest money, not mangoes. So I want to thank our president so much. And next year, if all goes well, I expect to get 18 million first harvest. And then second harvest, I also expect to get 18 million next year, 2025. So altogether, I expect to get 36 million shillings.
Now, that is the testimony of somebody from Abim, more than 500 miles from here, who got materials, planting materials, and some money from 2 of those programs. He first got from Operation Wealth Creation, got seedlings. Now from PDM he got money for cassava and for goats. Now, where we are, after 60 years, 65 years of trying to move our people, I'm in a position to really be very rough with people who want a level of leadership but don't care about the people they lead. In the past, I've been polite. I talk as if I'm a preacher, like John the Baptist. Please, 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 please. But now, as president of Uganda and chairman of the NRM, I will be very, 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 very rough with people who want titles but don't want to help, who betray the people they lead. Why? Because I have already laid a trap for all of those people. I have put money through government programs by begging and begging all these big people, parliament, what? We have got programs on the ground. As I speak now, in every parish, there is 800 million shillings low-cost capital in each parish, 800 million. 500 million new money, and 300 million which should have been returned in the third year. So there's 800 million per parish now and per ward in Uganda. So if you say you are a leader, minister, member of parliament of the NRM, the opposition, I can't control them. They can do their own things. But for the NRM, I really demand that you go back to these parishes and you say, where is the 800 million? It should have covered 800 families now per parish. And in the manifesto, we are going to increase the money. We are going to make it 200 million now per year instead of 100 million. So therefore, as of now, if all of you do your work, when you go back, call all those wonderful parish chiefs and demand data on what has been happening in each parish and each ward, because in the rural areas, it is the parishes, in the towns, it is the wards. So very soon we shall, if we start in this Sanja, if we add 200 million per year, that will be 1 billion additional money in 5 years, then plus what will be brought back in 5 years will be 600 million. So we will be having more than 2 billion in each parish by the end of this Kisanya. So therefore, I don't want to hear that there is poverty in a homestead which has not accessed this money if they have the land. I demand this. And anybody who is a minister, if I come to your area and I find that you have not done it, I will sack you. There's no need why. Because I'm polite, I don't want to embarrass people. Ministers are mature people. You talk thinking that they will. But if people don't care about their own people, why should I care about them? Now, that is per parish. There is capital in each parish now. Low-cost capital, which can get our people out of poverty. Then, at the constituency level, you have the Emioga, that money there. I don't have the figures. When I come for the State of the Nation, I will bring the figures. That Emioga money, where is it? What is it doing? Every member of parliament should take interest in that. Then the other monies, there was grow money, there was money for the ghetto people here in Kampala, Jinja, and other areas. This money must be used to deal with poverty and jobs, and there is also money for infrastructure. Money goes to the districts. Some of the people were arrested in many of the districts because the money for was being diverted to do other things because of corruption. So therefore, I want to inform everybody that all this time I've been monitoring, and normally I don't want to embarrass people, mature people, I talk thinking that I talk and act. I don't just talk. Talk, put this money on the ground, struggle. It's not always easy, but fortunately we have the money now. It's on the ground. Let's use it to get our people, all our people, out of poverty. When I see people going to Dubai to look for jobs, Dubai in the desert, get jobs there. When here, paradise, we are here, rain, everything is here. Why should people in the desert have more jobs than us? For the Iranian people, I have shown them how you can create jobs very easily, very quickly, through this PDM program. Show them Basango again, just briefly. Because you are quoting the Bible, which has been quoted many times. Let me also quote what
Managing Director wa Jeka Poultry Farm. Jeka Poultry Farm eyaganibwa Bukwenge, Kamuli Municipality, Kamuli District. Mu 2007 twatandika obulunzi nga tutandikira mu Kamuli Town Council by then mu plot yali 50 feet by 100 feet. There's a full 10 edeitaka. Tutandika tutya twali nga tulina ebyobufuzi wano mu Kamuli nga waliwo ensonga nga chairman wero C5 omugenzi Kawuga bamwidukira Katonda mu ekyumulo eky'emirembe nga bamutwoiremu abantu bangi abatamu application nga bali kwenda okufuuka ba chairman ba 5. Ayi president yaida yatulungamya yakoba tubana abantu mwena temusobola kuba ba chairman ba 5. Aye abantu mujje mukole emirimu egindi ng'okulunda yayogera kulunda embidi okulunda enkoko byonna yabyogerako. Nze napikinga mu ky'okulunda enkoko n'atandika farm mu 2007 n'enkoko 5. Sawa dino wendogerera ku farm kuno tize mabega ntambwire. President yaida yankyalira mu 2010 nga ndina enkoko 5,000 yasanuka ino. Sawa dino tutambwire tulina enkoko 12 tufulumya amagi etule 2,000 buli lunaku. Etule 2,000 divaamu milioni 2 buli lunaku. Omwezi diba milioni 6. Omwaka tuba tuli mu bilioni ze 6 n'ekitundu etuba tukolaki tuyingiza. So tuwulirisa omulamwa gwa president okuva ku kiseera ekyo twakati katukigiireko. President awaire musanufu ino ku bintu byenkoze era nga buli kaseera nkyekingako. Wendogerera kati tulina abakozi 300 betukozesa wano ku farm.
There you have the testimony of your own people. Basangwa started in 2007. After listening to my message as if it was a new one, yet I had been giving that message from 1995. But because many of the leaders don't care to amplify that message, people get diverted. Gumara, Babera Mbirara, diverted in. Now the other day people were telling me that they are inviting me. One of my people was inviting me that there's something called Arsenal. I said, what is Arsenal? That it is a European club of football, that I don't know they have done what, and that I should go to celebrate. Celebrate for what? Please don't divert me. I was a footballer myself. Nobody can tell me about football, but I gave up football in 1966. I'm in Uganda. Liberation, poverty, jobs. I will be briefed about this Arsenal. Somebody was writing me that I should go to celebrate Arsenal. Me, Yoweri Museveni. If I want to play football, I play my football. I don't celebrate. So please, okay, you can have your Arsenal, you can have those things, but start with the people, please. Start with your own people. How can you be celebrating European clubs when your people don't have? There is a Kagaru. Put a PO there. Put a PO.
Vike aburi wan ti man ma alingiri sel ti Banya ward ti my town council ti Lira district.
Her name is Apio Viki, a resident of Alingiri Cell, Banya ward, Amach Town Council in Lira district.
Agamu chene me PDM yari ariatirwa adek.
She got the money for PDM in 2023.
La habong wen tutumia pira bero and
970,000 and then 30,000 remained in the bank.
Atabino furu karachel ke nyuagi.
She planted maize.
Awilo nyuagi sacket sapara beach.
She bought maize 15 sackets.
Well met tutumia pira dek wiario.
30,000 each sacket.
Ate kela tet furu por mergena deku dush furu ekas adek.
She used it, actually she planted it in 3 acres of land. Preparing the garden cost her 150 for the 3 acres. Weeding cost her 50,000.
Now, to expedite the story of Apio, she got the 1 million of PDM. She had been married for 20 years. And she has got grown-up children who are teenagers, like 18, thereabout, whom I saw. In all those years, she had never handled 1 million shillings in her life. And when she got the 1 million, she did not even have the land, her own land. She went and rented land, 3 acres, from somebody and grew maize. Then she harvested maize, sold it, got 2.8 million. And from the 2.8 million, some of it she put back in agriculture, and she bought those sheep which you see there. She's now a rich woman. When I went to campaign, she had now 60 sheep. She's a rich woman. Got out of poverty because of the 1 million. Last I will show you these stories. I don't know where you people, how you can live with such people with such poverty and you just there as no what? Your own people are living in poverty and you're meandering around the world watching other people's clubs. Let's see the girl of Rubirizi. I'm really going to be, I will not tolerate this. I don't want, because I'm polite, talk, thinking that people will pick. But if you can't pick, since God has kept me here for all this time, I will not tolerate this betrayal anymore. Hear this story of this woman. The one of Rubirizi.
Deserata Dizi district ndio mseri ya Chuzurgo nisima president wa Uganda ayatwire PDM nyokura nyine myaka nkaga nina nkantene chinda tungira haka bakatwe sente za PDM milioni na yaye mtwari binasiga account yanje na rete mtwaro 98 kuna yichiraha na kwata emitwaro 15 na gura makoko na yombeke bizui ati na gura mwagazi gwempunu guringaniri emitwaro 30 na garka na gura bwana buringanire buti bubiri emitwaro 42 ati kuna maze kubuteko mu kizu na kwata na gura ekitiho na kareka emitwaro 2 gumwe zabe emitwaro 2 na gura no butundu bale mbubo bubiri na buteka na sigaza emitwaro 9 emitwaro 9 na gura mu bwachachu bwemponu kulya natandikiraho ati kuna bena alisa nkazitunga ebiri 10 kwa 5 1023 kuna bena isha okwi10 omwagazi gwempunu go gwaringanira bwanda kuzampaya ebyo kulya byasanke byankwata byamburamu buno buna oguzira bunu bubiro butobu na janti kambu guzende bere eje yagirenda na buguze emitwaro nkara ngutukuza kurugamu kurunje kwa buri muntu ayine kikachewe na buguze emitwaro 45 mbuguzire 40 na kwata emitwaro 30 na gure jempunu inenda ebyo kulya chachu ati 15 za sigire na kwata emitwaro 10 na sasuro webati ebebe mpurebebe ati emitwaro 5 na zereza ya nyombe chire ati natanga kurebere jempunu yekabwire bokuzara.
Now, to cut the long story of that woman, when I visited her, she was 64 years old in age, as she said in Nyankore. But in all those 64 years, she had never owned anything in her home. Put it back in Nyankore so that they hear the beginning. In Nyankore, just that part, the beginning.
ate yimirira ndi omuseri ya kizurugo nisima president wa Uganda ayatwire PDM nyo kurangine myaka nkaga nina nkatene chinda tongira haka.
Now that's the story. Now you hear that, you hear that, honorables, right honorable, all the excellence and all those, you hear that. I am 64 years old, but in all this time I had never owned anything in my life. Imagine. That's the story she told me. But there's also something she told me which is not captured. Because of poverty, the husband was in Kampala here. Tumsima was there alone. But with the PDM, the husband came back. I found the husband back there. So, Honorable, Right Honorable Speaker, Right Honorable Deputy Speaker, Excellency Vice President, Right Honorable Prime Minister, Honorable, enough is enough. Every so-called leader must use the government program to eradicate poverty and create jobs. Jobs are created by wealth. Obugaga bwebuzala emirimo. Lonyo is the one producing teach. Teach comes from Lonyo. You cannot have teach without Lonyo, without wealth. So I'm now in a very bad mood because the capital is there. So in the past, my case was not so strong because people would say, how do we start? Like to Museveni, how do I start? But there's now capital there. There's 800 million shillings in each parish already. Use it instead of arsenal. And okay, you can have arsenal, but please solve that fast if you are a leader. Finally, I was watching here, I was sitting here, watching you shaking hands, hugging. But these people, they know that there is Ebola. Me, I will not touch any of you. Sorry. Habari. Sibakwata konzi. Ebola, fortunately, Ebola is not like Corona. Corona was very dangerous because it was spreading through breathing. Ebola doesn't go through breathing, but it goes through contact, greeting, hugging. Why do you hug? There's a danger. Me, I don't have a budget for sickness. Because if I had been sick, how would I have done all these things in the last 65 years? So please, set an example. There's a big problem now in Congo. Here, let's everybody stop this shaking of hands and all this. And Corona, this Ebola first goes away. So, but thank you very much for supporting the NRM. At least you support the NRM, even if you don't do other things. NRM has been able to move forward because of your support. But now, in order to consolidate the support, let's solve all these problems. Let's really get our people out of poverty and create jobs. We can create more jobs than the population here. I have given you that mathematics. You can create more than 100 million jobs by just commercial agriculture alone, even before you go to manufacturing and so on. During the address of the nation, I will say more. For today, I congratulate everybody. I also congratulate the opposition for bringing their candidates. Apoyo Matek, Rubanga Kony. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Your Excellency, for the wise counsel to us and to this Parliament. We really appreciate you taking out time to come and perform your constitutional obligation under Article 82 of the Constitution of the Republic of Uganda. And now, before we close and do the anthems, I want to ask the Leader of Opposition to forward the names of those that can be appointed on Appointment Committee. The NRM side, they have already forwarded their names. We are checking for those from the opposition so that we can constitute that Appointment Committee. Your Excellency and my Lord, the Chief Justice, we also want to thank you for taking off time to be with us today to perform your constitutional obligation. We don't take your attendance for granted. This House will stand adjourned to 4th of June, 2026 at 2 p.m., same venue in Kololo Ceremonial Grounds. And can we rise up for the national anthems in the reverse order?